Good evening. Happy, what is today? Monday? Geez, we're not catchy on Sundays like we're supposed to, but that doesn't stop the momentum. I hope you joined us for our last episode because today is our part 2, but welcome back. And if you are just joining us, congratulations, you skipped the warm-up. Last episode, we started breaking down the 27 sequels Hollywood is unleashing in 2026 and made it halfway down our list. So today is part 2. We're picking up where we left off and finishing the list, so we'll be taking up from number 15. The bigger franchises, the heavier nostalgia, and the sequels that exist because the word original makes studios nervous. If you missed part 1, you could go back and watch the first, but if not, don't worry. Hollywood certainly didn't. So let's get right into it. Our first one is brand new, of course. Spider-Man brand new.
Okay.
Way to go. StreamYard needs to fix that. Spider-Man, brand new, of course. And this is going to be picking up at a pretty exciting part. Maybe this could get some momentum back in the Marvel Universe. Okay. So, July 2026, you can expect a Spider-Man sequel. This movie's title alone tells you what's happening. Marvel is quietly hitting the reset button again. Brand New Day pulls from a controversial comic arc that wiped Spider-Man's slate clean because nothing says fresh start like undoing character development. After multiverse overload and franchise fatigue, this film is meant to reground Spider-Man as a street-level hero. Less gods and more rent problems. Studios are hoping audiences want smaller stakes again, which is ironic because they spent years training people to expect sky lasers. Tom Holland's Spider-Man has always worked best when he's awkward, broke, and overwhelmed. If Marvel resists the urge to cameo bomb this movie, it could actually feel like Spider-Man again, which would be the actual twist of the movie. But it's been fun and exciting getting to see clips like this where they're catching filming in New York City and we're getting a more grounded Spider-Man again. Instead of fighting aliens in space, we're back to our everyday neighborhood hero. And you might actually get a brand new flavor of Spider-Man, or at least one that we've been deprived of for quite a while. Doug, do you have any excitement for this one?
Doug, this is up your alley.
Oh, I'm very excited for the new Spider-Man because I liked all that other stuff. And I heard Maguire should be coming back for the new Avengers.
Right.
So apparently that makes me less believe that Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to be in this, because if he's having this film, it's probably not going to be in the new one. But I'm still excited for it. I liked all the other ones. I thought Tom Holland has been a good Spider-Man too.
Oh, I think he's been a fantastic Spider-Man so far.
Nice. I don't care.
Okay.
You guys know me. It's Marvel. It's not my bag of tricks that I like to go back to. I want it to be good for the Marvel fans. They need a year to get excited for it. I think Marvel's had a lot of really rough years, and I only know of this and a movie I'm sure we're going to talk about later on in the bag this year for them. So I hope it really works well. I just never cared about Spider-Man so much post Tobey Maguire.
Well, that's what I was going to ask is your lack of excitement towards Spider-Man due to Marvel disdain or actually towards the character? Like, are you not?
It's a mixed thing. I don't even really have Marvel disdain. I just think it's one of those, it's like I brought up in the part 1 with like Star Wars. It's like this, there's so much content to consume, and I just want to limit myself to the things I like. And Tom Holland Spider-Man, it's fine. I think he's a good Spider-Man. Well, I know what I didn't like about those movies. I didn't like Zendaya. I did not like her.
Interesting.
I thought she was whatever. Some people love her. I liked her in Dune, so like I like her in some projects. Missed for me in that.
I think it landed better because people know there's like a reality behind their relationship. You know, Tom Holland and Zendaya actually being together enhances people's ability to see that romantic spark. Mm-hmm. I think Zendaya gets the role because she's top of the charts right now. But I agree, there's a strong point to be made about how they probably could have gone a different angle with the Mary Jane, simply because on the flip side of that whole position, I do think this is the best Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire was the Spider-Man and I agree. But also that was it because he was Doug the Trailblazer to the whole universe of superhero movies.
Well, not even just that too. Like we grew up with him. He was also our first Spider-Man. He wasn't just like the first foray. He was also our first Spider-Man. You know, some people.
But that's it's a double. Like it's a multifaceted point. He's not only just the first Spider-Man. He's the first superhero in this whole cinematic world. Like films didn't do it. They did. There was a Blade. They sucked. So this is right, but
very limited.
Dude, I watched the X-Men movies only at sleepovers at your house because you had them, and it was hard to try to catch them on TV.
Back on DVDs,
yes,
you know what I mean.
And
put it on a PS2. That's how you did it back then.
and I'm sorry, I liked those
because first 1 and 2 are good. After that, it gets a little wild.
Well, but even then, X-Men got your attention because.
It was different.
Exactly. It was different. All I could grab were soldiers and men in suits. Like that's the movies. It's either a man in a military uniform or a man in a suit.
That should be the name of a movie. Military man or man in suit.
And then I was like, give me the big blue beast. It's something different.
Yeah. And so for me, it's not necessarily Marvel fatigue or Spider-Man fatigue. It's just I don't know if I've aged out of it or it just doesn't grab my curiosity anymore. I know I'll see this at some point. And it's funny enough, off camera, Doug and I talked weeks ago about the other Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I know I missed one of them, but I did see the one with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And I did enjoy it. I didn't see it in theaters, but I know I caught it at some point. I did enjoy it. I just think for me, it's just not my thing. It's like I said, with Star Wars, it's just kind of like so much content. I've almost enjoyed Tom Holland's Spider-Man more when he's been part of the ensemble rather than his own standalone movies. Whereas I liked Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man on his own than I liked when he was part of the ensemble. With the
and you know what I'll say?
Like that kind of difference.
There's been so many. We don't really realize it, Doug. There actually have been quite a few Tom Holland Spider-Man movies standalone where he's in Italy fighting the guy with the dome head in Florence. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
That one I didn't see.
Yeah, and here's what I'll say. That one wasn't that great.
No.
It was all right,
Filler.
but it was a filler movie. No bueno. But then there was like, I remember some of the earlier Tom Holland ones, like the first one. I really did like it.
Homecoming.
I really did like it.
That's one with Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And even more so, the exposure to him leading up to that
in Civil War
was a
huge.
Just Civil War and then all the other Avengers. You're building this character where it's like, all right, there's an anticipation and excitement. So maybe you're right. There haven't been many that have blown my socks off. All 3 Spider-Mans made by Sony back in the early 2000s, 100% of them kick ass.
Yeah.
That's what we're up against, where these are hit or miss. And that the reason I was kind of prying on that relationship you have with Spider-Man and stuff is because there is this huge universe. You're totally right. But where my personal connection to this is, of every Marvel character, Spider-Man's my favorite. I just have always loved Spider-Man. Yeah. Spider-Man is the best. It wasn't until I'm later in high school and they're hating white males that I'm like, Captain America's pretty cool. Flip him the bird. But then I came back to that was a phase. No. Also, Chris Evans, gay. So then you're like, I can move on from this. And then they were like, also, Captain America is BLM now. And I'm like, yep, right back. Going back to where things are safe.
We're in problems with Spider-Man.
Plain and simple.
So, yeah, to answer your question, you worded it correctly, or the best for me, and it's more Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, the Sam Raimi trilogy with Tobey Maguire. They are their own standalone trilogy. Whereas Tom Holland's has been part of this ensemble thing where he almost is like thrown a bone where he has like a standalone movies. And I'm sure they're all good in their own right. Like I doubt one's objectively bad, even the one with Gyllenhaal, the one I didn't see. It doesn't give me the full appeal, but I'm not,
How about this though? Take a quick peek. We were talking about Zendaya. The cute redhead from Stranger Things is going to be the Mary Jane in this universe.
Isn't that like more character accurate though? Like, isn't
Yep.
she actually
Yeah.
a redhead? That's
Yeah.
like a Kirsten
Don't
Dunst
be afraid to get excited. Don't be afraid. You're allowed. Trump's president.
Doug, put the camera on me. Okay, yeah, cool. Can't wait to see it. No, I guess for me, it's just, hey, for like Marvel fans, I'm excited for them though. It's like I started off with. I'm excited for them for this movie, the one we're going to talk about later. They need a good year, and I just think they've had like a bunch of rough ones since Endgame. So I'm hoping it goes well for them. I really am. I'm not going to sit here and be, oh, I don't want to see it. I don't care. It's no. I hope it goes well for them. I'm sure I might see it eventually.
They've spent enough money, so
That's
this is their Deshaun Watson. It better play out for you guys.
Spending $600 million on a movie, I want the people to love it.
Right.
I want it to be like Empire Strikes Back for them. I don't care. I just don't care to go see it. You're not going to probably get my 925, but I hope you get a lot of others. Right. I hope you get a ton of others. So for Marvel fans, I hope it's great. I really do. I hope it's great. I just think I'm at a point where with Marvel, I care more for like the big ensemble movies now. I have to really be interested in a standalone one. And since post Endgame, I've been checked out of Marvel. I really have.
Respectfully. So let's go to number 16 on the list now. This is the one I think we were most anticipated with, especially going into the part 1. We were dressed for it and never even got to it. Let's get excited for what would you it's a sequel, but what would you call the third installment?
The final part of the trilogy.
Yeah. I would hope. Please don't go beyond this. You guys are getting geriatric on us.
Since they started this film
franchise, it takes them a decade to do one at a time, so they'll be in wheelchairs by the next one. But
while you read that, I'm looking.
Super Troopers 3, coming in August 2026. This sequel arrives purely on vibes. No one was asking for it loudly, but enough people were quietly saying, I'd watch that, and that's all Broken Lizard needed. The Super Troopers movies exist in a very specific comedy lane. Jokes you quote with friends who are now adults with mortgages. The humor hasn't evolved, which is exactly what the audience want, and that's either comforting or concerning, depending on your tolerance for maple syrup jokes. The real gamble is time. Comedy ages faster than almost any genre. If this leans too hard on nostalgia, it'll feel dusty. If it updates too much, fans will revolt. Either way, someone will say littering and in a theater and feel alive again.
Well, just to start off, it's funny you mentioned it takes them a decade because it's been 8 years now since Super Troopers 2. And before that, it was 2002.
Yeah.
So it's such a long pause. And you mentioned like comedy ages differently than any other genre.
Yeah, but you want to know why? Because let's think about it. I'm sure I wouldn't know. I couldn't go to a theater by myself at that time, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say this probably didn't blow off the tops of the theaters when it originally screened. What made this movie so gargantuan is the like rock bed wildfire within local communities, like you and your friend group.
Saturday morning or something like that.
Yes,
you know,
cable
like
TV.
On.
Comedy Central was a big piece.
Spike
I could tell you, it's a kid in high school that we don't see anymore. But a kid was like, "You got to watch this movie." And I went to his house one time. We watched it, and it just became the fabric of our realities. Now you got to watch this. You got to watch this. Now we're all watching it. We're all quoting it. This is for those of the youngins that don't know, let me put you on, girl. I'm going to put you on. This is the most quotable movie next to Step Brothers. Like, if you are within that cult of, I love Step Brothers simply because I could quote it anytime and reference it for anything, this will do you that and some.
If you're a millennial born in the 90s and you had a buddy with an older brother, you know a lot of this movie.
That's how it comes down the pike.
Yeah. Yep. You know a lot of lines in this movie.
What's cream? Nobody? Okay, no cream.
What'd you think of the movie, Doug?
Oh, I loved it. It's a cult classic, dude. But I only found out about it because one of my friend's older brothers had it on DVD, so we watched it, and instant classic. And then 2 came out. Love 2. I'm excited for 3. And also all their movies. They've made so many classics.
Yeah, what's the beer? What
Beer Fest?
Beer Fest.
Yep.
Yeah, Beer Fest.
They don't miss. So filming has begun. Kick it off.
Okay, folks. Here we are, day 1, Super Troopers 3. There's my friend Paul. Oh,
Meow.
there's my friend Nat Faxon. Friend Eric
For
Slanoski.
$20, I'll go up and call the driver.
What's up, nerd?
Splitting image.
Doesn't look anything like me.
Looks exactly like you. Here, right here.
Doesn't look anything like
Where
me.
we find
One was wearing the firefighter hat too
No.
from their TV series.
I have a more delicate nose than that, I think.
you do. You
It's
have
a little more aristocratic than
you
that
do. You,
picture.
you have a New Englander's waspy nose.
These
Fucked a pig.
these guys have to be the most fun friend group.
Dude, they had to have had so much fun making movies again.
Oh my god! Here's the
Is
thing.
Brian Cox coming back?
Yes,
Good.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Even better.
this is a group of guys that I think there's no better on-set filming group than maybe Jackass. And what makes this even better is they don't have to be worried about getting piss slapped in their face and punched across the nose.
yeah.
This is like, wait, I get to have all that fun and not get hurt?
Yeah.
This has to be the greatest set to be on.
You guys are actual actors.
Yeah.
That's how you started your career. Steve-O wasn't a gimmick.
Yeah. Literally graduating from clown school.
Right.
Yeah, they don't have any of those guys.
Right. I hope they had the best fun. It is crazy to think, knowing Brian Cox is coming back and thinking, all right, all these guys, sure, they've had a career, but Brian Cox is like an Emmy Award-winning actor. And he's like, sure, I'll do it.
I mean, but how old is he now too? I mean,
in his 80s.
I was thinking at least 80s.
He's got to be.
So let's have a quick talk about it then. The first one is like a cult classic. It'll be a piece of cinema fabric
79,
forever.
everybody.
And wow, good for him. So while that can never be overshadowed, can we be honest? I'd like to get your guys' thoughts. I don't know if you've seen it. I know Doug did because I was with him, but I don't know if I could say boldly that 2 delivered on the first one. It was satisfactory. I remember enjoying it, but I've never gone back and rewatched
I
it.
did not see it.
Yeah,
I didn't
I will obviously rewatch it for the sake of this new sequel coming out. But I really hope they don't do that again because it was too gimmicky.
No, 2 was so this second one was needed though because 1 ended in a way that they kind of left it open, and so like 2. I don't really want to say 1 they ended up doing this thing, and then 2 it's
Doug,
like,
you
well, how
can
are they going
spoil
to get
Super
back?
Troopers 2. I don't care.
From 8
I've
years
not.
ago.
Well, like at the end of 1, they're cops for the city, no more state troopers. But then they had to find a way to get fired as police to then get their job back as troopers for this specific scenario. And then I thought it was pretty funny. And now they're back as troopers. So I can't wait to see what the third one's going to be about.
I think the reason, again, I haven't seen it, but there are certain comedies that you come across in your life that it's hard to replicate that lightning in a bottle style magic that the first one had. Think
Dude.
like Superbad. How would you do Superbad 2? The
Yes.
same- you get what I mean?
Right.
Like the premise of Super Troopers was so unique.
Well,
and
it's
just
got to
like-
be a whole nother story
Yeah.
just with the same characters.
Mhm.
Because what made the first super bad Super Troopers, like these originals, what made them so great was you weren't binding yourself to needing to carry some torch,
Right, there's no
or
legacy.
it's just write jokes. How do we pump up the jokes? This lady had a breast reduction. That's like slapping God in the face. That's a joke. How do we just pump this full of jokes?
I gotta get a look at these pythons.
and,
I gotta get a look at these warlocks.
and-
That's a good line.
Super Troopers, first one, not spoiling anything. It's 20 years old.
It came out in 2002. Just say the joke.
I just love where Farva is in trouble for attacking a bus of kids. And you don't see that until the end.
Yeah.
And he is stuck at the, what would you call that? The agency, whatever, the department.
Yeah,
The radio
being-
room.
Yes, in the radio room taking calls. And he's servicing the Super Troopers, the troopers. And he brings them their coffee. And the dude just pulls out a giant bar of soap. He's like, seriously? Soap, Farva? Got you good, you fucker. Do you know how many times I've said that in my life?
You know how many times you've heard Foster?
That's what I mean. All our friends are saying it to each other.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't need a story to be the joke.
No,
Like
yeah.
write jokes. The story is ancillary but it's gotta be comedy.
It's got to be funny.
And that's tough to do in 2026. That's another day in 2002. Everything was comedy. We were laughing at everybody, each other, all of our differences. There were no lines. There were no social policing. That's tough to recreate today and be Canadian.
See, I think this is the year they're finally bringing that back, though.
I think
that
so,
with
too.
Scary Movie,
Mhm.
7 or whatever, 9/11, you know, whichever one they're coming back.
7-Eleven.
Whichever one they're coming back with, I think maybe there was like a secret meeting in Hollywood, and they're like, "Let's just go all out.
Let's just
Who
be funny
cares?
again.
Who cares? We've already had a career.
Right.
What? Who cares? Someone will see it."
Well, and again, I'm not pitching to get on a film anymore. I don't need to kiss up to this studio. I am the studio. We're
Right.
Trash Lizard.
And you know, I don't care for continuity in my comedies.
Yes.
So
Just make
I
me
don't
laugh.
care. I don't care if it. Well, it doesn't really fit with what happened at the end of 2. I don't give a shit.
Well, like
Right.
scary movies, man, they just made them connect by just purely having the same characters.
Right.
That was the connection. Boom. New movie pretty much every time. I don't think they really reference any of the earlier movies each time.
It'd be like, think of Employee of the Month, right? That film,
Mm.
and then Employee of the Month 2. And
No.
I'd just be, okay, it's gonna be another thing at another Heinen's or something. You know what I mean? Another Costco, and one guy's an ass, and the other's a lovable goof.
Who's the guy that plays Deadpool, Doug?
Reynolds.
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds,
Yes. So there's a movie about, I think it's called Waiting, but it's Ryan
Yeah, dude,
Reynolds.
so good.
And he's being a waiter at a restaurant. What's the restaurant? Shenanigans.
Yep. That movie is really that's another Super Troopers like. It's just like a cult classic comedy. It probably did awful in the theaters, but your best
Oh, wait,
friends-
hold on. Just so
Well,
you know,
no.
they're two very different stories in two very different worlds.
Oh,
and
yeah,
yet-
I know that.
Well, I know. And in my world,
They're
they're
the
all
same.
the same
Oh, that's what's beautiful about it.
because the shenanigans is the thread.
Right. And the thing is, the movie never acknowledges it. It's just sort of a thing, and you, the viewer, kind of get to act like, yeah, it's shenanigans.
With all the shit on the walls.
And that's another movie where your best friend's brother or some other guy's brother told you about it, and then you watched it, and it just
Yeah,
sort of-
that isn't falling in your life
you
organically.
didn't go to the theater to see that.
We're playing a game. Oh yeah, how do we play the game? Well, you got to get them to walk in on you with your balls exposed, but you got to do it in a crazy way.
Nobody went to the theaters to watch that movie. But there's so many classic actors in that movie. You have like Ryan Reynolds, Justin Long. There's like so many
Yes.
like random people in it. Dane Cook's in it.
Dane Cook,
Dane Cook. Yeah, you put more
Louise
bacon on-
Guzman,
Yeah, people more bacon on this. Yeah, yes, yeah, more bacon on this. Yeah, it's so fucking
Andy
funny.
Milonakis.
Yes, Andy Milonakis. They're rapping in the fucking parking lot the whole time and in the freezer. That's another good one. But again, it's a Super Troopers early 2000s cult classic comedy to where is it going to be as funny? Absolutely not. Just get some jokes in, right? Just get some laughs in. If I leave going, that was pretty funny. I just want to enjoy myself for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, however long. Don't have it go over 2 hours. But if it's 2 hours and it's funny and I'm entertained enough, it's not going to be as funny as the first one. It is zero shot. Hangover 3 was not as funny as the first Hangover.
But it was good.
But it was interesting that they were now doing bank heists.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like the idea of that trilogy going from can't find her friend to we're stranded in Singapore to bank heist. I don't know how we did it, but it was great every single time.
What were you gonna say, Doug?
Just that the Broken Lizard group did do a restaurant one. It was the Slam and Salmon movie.
That's
Love
right.
that movie.
Well, and all of them do, like every single one of theirs, at the very least, you walk out and go, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, if I just walk out of Super Troopers 3 and go, that was pretty good, I'm happy.
Right.
I don't want to walk out and be like, that was awful comedy. Don't have it be like the date night movies that were happening in like remember that one with Amy Schumer and John Cena and like LeBron James.
I was about to say LeBron James.
And it was awful. Like it was
but boy, did they shove it down our throat. Like, this is great.
Yes.
This is the greatest movie ever.
I don't want this movie shoved down my throat at all. I just want to.
Bill Hader was in it too.
Bill Hader was definitely in that.
He was the doctor being hooked up with Amy Schumer.
Right.
Bad movie. And who would have thought the wingman of it all, LeBron James?
Yeah, LeBron James is Bill Hader's wingman.
Makes sense.
I mean,
for Amy Schumer. They literally, stand-in was Harambe at the time, still alive, still with us, rocking and rolling. He needs LeBron. He needs LeBron. Anyway, we're getting off the rails. Super Troopers 3, couldn't be more excited. This is probably the highlight for me on the list. Doug's got more. He's got his probably height still coming up.
It's the next one.
It's actually the next one. It's the Paw Patrol movie, right, Doug? Couldn't be more excited.
Wait,
Heck yeah. Woo!
I was joking. I didn't know this is the next one when I said that.
Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, also coming in August. This movie is not for you. It's for parents who desperately need 90 minutes uninterrupted. Paw Patrol has mastered the art of industrial strength children's entertainment, bright colors, simple morals, and characters designed in a lab to sell toys. Adding dinosaurs is just basic math. Dogs plus dinos equals profit. There is no plot worth discussing here, and that's the point. This movie is a delivery system for merchandise, and it will succeed wildly. Expect kids to lose their minds, parents to check their phones, and Paramount to greenlight 3 more before opening weekend ends. So, with that consideration, let's move right into number 18.
I was like, I
guess there's really nothing else
I
to
was waiting
say.
for you to look at me and be like, so what? You think you're gonna make your way to the theater?
Tell me how it is. Fill me in. This one.
You're like, dude, you're gonna see that and not Minions 3.
What big 180 also coming out of, I think it's still August. Let's take a look here. Yeah, August, we're getting Insidious, The Bleeding World. The Insidious franchise refuses to stay dead, which is on brand for a horror series about astral projection and unresolved trauma. This installment expands the further into something bigger, bloodier, and more lore-heavy. That's both exciting and dangerous. Horror works best when mystery stays mysterious. Once you start mapping the afterlife, you risk turning fear into homework. Still, Insidious has always leaned into unsettling imagery over cheap jump scares, and if this movie keeps the atmosphere strong, it could stand out in a crowded horror market. Worst case scenario, it still delivers nightmares, just more organized ones. So, are we big Insidious fans? How do we feel about this? I never really got into it beyond the first 1 or 2, and I kind of lost my draw.
I know there's some horror fans out there that got so damn excited.
I mean, look at this.
Insidious.
This is a change of pace from the little possessed kid.
It looks spooky. It looks
That
like
it
a
does.
spooky spook. What is with them though? Again, okay, so we had horror movies back in January, right? That we discussed. And they look stupid. Those are the ones where those are the throwaways. That's the throwaway month up there with Gerard Butler's Greenland. You just kind of throw them out there. We need a movie in theaters. We need to get they need to get their SAG award. They need to get their SAG certification. They need the health insurance, right? That's why they're in those movies. That's why they put them out in January. Who cares? This is like the blockbuster horror movie. It's like series, right? It's up there with like Punisher. No, not Punisher. That's a superhero. Terrifier. That's the other one, right? Where it's like, these are your big name ones. Why August? Just have 2 more months. This is October. I never got that with horror movies. I don't care to see it. I like the first few. I don't care anymore. There's probably jump scare galore. That's fine. People love them. I hope they enjoy it. I hope they go see it. I hope it does well. Or if it sucks, this will make a ton of money. This movie's going to make a ton of money. All these horror movies, they have like a formula. The less money they put into it, somehow the more money they make. It's a genius formula they make with these horror movies. I really envy them because comedies are the exact opposite. They'll put like no money into it and they'll make even less money. It's the most ridiculous thing you can imagine.
Well, if I had to take a guess at why they shoot for the summertime, I bet you it's for summer date nights. You're trying to exploit the kids aren't in school, and you want to. Somebody's got to be the horror movie at the theater, and not everybody can own October. Right. So I'm sure later on the list, I'm actually curious what October is going to look like. But again, it could be not sequels, not on our list. There's just
and it could be. It's just one of those. It feels like it's been years since like a great horror movie came out, like around Halloween, where it actually enticed people to go to a scary movie because it's that time of year. I'm thinking August, and I know what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking go see a horror movie. I'm thinking, oh, football's here.
Right.
Football's finally here. And I'll go see the Spider-Man movie because it's been out for 2 months and it's still in theaters because they never leave.
Right.
Because who cares? And now there's only 4 people in here and it's great.
I feel as though you're right, but there's such a market for horror right now. Ridiculous. Like that's the draw. And the sad part, if I were to draw anything upon this series, it's the fact that it still exists. It's consistent, sure, but it also feels like that's how much we struggle at creating a new story. Like this character needs to piggyback off of this weird dynamic with a father going after a son who got possessed. And it's just like, what does that story have to do at all with like, okay, now we're taking them down this angle. Why don't you just write a story about this guy and a different family getting trapped into his weird world or whatever? It's back to what I was saying before. Okay, cool. I'm sure for the big fans, they're super excited to learn more about the further, whatever the hell that is in their story. But at the same time, it's the further you entrench yourself in lore, the less you are drawing in new people. Yeah. So the only thing you could do is at best maintain the group you already have. Take something like Saw. Every Saw you're losing, it's a half-life. You're losing, even if it's at best 5%. 20 movies later, Saw, you've lost 50%. 60%. Now you're at 8. You have nothing compared to what you were before because now you're so entrenched in this storyline. New people can't get in without watching 15 movies that came before it. And like you were describing with Spider-Man and Marvel and all these other stories, I don't want to have to do the homework they have to do. Like Insidious, this character is unique enough and different from the rest of your stories. I'd be interested in checking them out. I don't want to have to do the homework. And the TikTok, that's okay. TikTok brain, we can only have the attention of, let's say, 1 minute at a time. To get then to this point, I'm 7 minutes in. I don't have attention for even a 7-minute TikTok to get caught up to get to this guy.
It just feels like modern horror films like this, because so many people are TikTok brained, they just are going to kind of look at their phones while the characters are having their dialogue until the character's dialogue goes away. And then they realize, oh, something scary might happen. And then boop, here comes the scary guy, jump scare. And then they go back to looking at their phones and sticking their hand in the popcorn and continuing the cycle of madness until the movie's done. But again, I'm sure there are fans like you were a huge Saw fan. You watched a ton of them. I don't know if you've seen them all.
Oh, yeah.
But there is a fan base that is really excited for these.
Right.
I'm just
not it.
I don't think I'm it. And I don't think I've been. It's just crazy. It is crazy, though. Like Saw, I understood why. Because the first Insidious was not as impactful as the first Saw.
Yes, great point.
You know what
yes,
I mean? Like, the first Saw was like revolutionary.
Not to be biased,
it wasn't
but
my thing. But again, because I don't like body horror. gore like that. Like it's just too much for me. I see the nail. I see the saw comes out and slowly goes into the skin. I'm like, I'm good, dude. I've seen enough. But I can recognize from like a cultural standpoint the kind of shockwave that's sent throughout the entire culture, the film industry, horror industry culture, to where it's like respect, like your early 80s, your Michael Myers, your Halloweens, your Nightmare on Elm Streets. Insidious, like the first one was good. By the second one, I was already like, oh, they're called The Further. Couldn't be more further away from this fucking theater now. Like I don't care. I do not care for this anymore. So it just kind of loses me. But hey, I hope I think the only current modern horror one that kind of has the kind of, I guess, impact that close to Saw or like movies like Saw is what, Terrifier?
I would agree,
because it's got the mascot. I see kids dress up as the damn thing, which is weird.
But also, you do a good job of categorizing it. Like that is body horror more than it is jump scare
or atmospheric. Like there's different kinds. But Insidious to me is just like, and it's like the Conjuring movies. It's just
that's like very much what I put it.
These jump scare films where again, you can almost play out how the scenes are going to go. They're going to talk. Maybe it's lore. Maybe they're like, oh, how are the kids today? It's like, oh, he's kind of like standing.
He's acting weird. I don't know what.
It's acting spooky. And then it gets quiet. And then you look up and you're like, something scary is going to happen.
Yeah. Demonic and astral projection is just overplayed in stories anymore. It's getting old. And I agree. It's one of those, for the folks that love it, they'll love it. And I hope it delivers for you, but I really don't think that is a franchise that's snowballing like they think it is.
I'm gonna be honest, hot take. I hope it doesn't hit for them. I hope they hate it, and I hope they stop. Do something new. Like at some point, we gotta be. Hey, some of you do need to stop.
That I do agree with. Putting it in, I was trying to be more.
Movies, I get it. Kids love the superheroes. Insidious 7, stop. Just stop.
So, getting on to number 19, Practical Magic 2, September 2026. This sequel comes nearly 3 decades after the 1998 original release because Practical Magic quietly became a cult classic, especially among people who now own crystals and drink wine on weekdays. Not me. The first film wasn't a hit in its time, but nostalgia has turned it into comfort cinema. Bringing back Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman adds legitimacy, and the sequel reportedly leans into themes like legacy, sisterhood, and aging, which makes sense because the audience aged too. Adding modern celebrity favorites like Joey King and Macy Williams only enhances the movie's return. Hollywood loves revisiting properties that were underrated because it feels artistic while still being safe. If this captures the cozy, spooky charm of the original, it could be a rare sequel people didn't know they wanted. I could tell you, I know. I didn't need it. But you know what? Whatever gets my girl Sandra back on the horse.
I hope you like it. I hope whoever sees it likes it. I couldn't tell you.
That's how I felt.
I couldn't tell you anything about the
dude.
original.
Look at the movie, or look at the scene from the movie. Like,
I can't see.
How much do we really need of more like witch occult? Let me tell you, white women in America, we've got plenty of it. They're doing a Lady Gaga body ritual over there, just covering a dude in whipped cream. I couldn't imagine why the young girls made a cult classic. This is the girls' sleepover version of Super Troopers.
I hope not.
They covered him in whipped cream and then they turned him into their personal zombie.
Turned him into a Sunday. I mean,
it's called spirit cooking.
I hope
they do it at their pizza parties.
Yeah. I hope they enjoy it, and I hope Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock got a payday.
We need more Sandra Bullock.
That's all I care about.
I agree.
Is this the first thing Maisie Williams has been in since Game of Thrones?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say yeah. I wouldn't know if she did. Wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. I hope they had fun.
This one, I think you'll have a lot more to say about. This one, it's going to be more propaganda as the first one was, but the first one was also deservedly so, getting all the awards it did. It was great. So let's now discuss The Social Reckoning. October 2026. This is actually real horror coming in October.
I was not expecting. I reckoning is honestly the scariest word they could have used for it.
Oh yeah, there's The Social Network, and then there's The Social Reckoning. Horror coming in October 2026.
This is the horror film. Yeah, hell yeah.
This is the official titled sequel/companion film to the 2010 blockbuster, The Social Network. This sequel is Hollywood's attempt to return to the well of serious movies about modern society, which is always risky because the internet moves faster than production schedules. This film reportedly tackles social media power, censorship, and algorithm influence, along with the quiet realization that no one is actually in control anymore. That's a heavy lift for a sequel, especially when half the audience already feels victimized by documentaries on this subject every time they open up their phone. If this works, it'll be because it focuses on people, not platforms, and where they stray away from the truth, they will have to compensate with drama. If it doesn't, it'll feel like a very expensive think piece everyone argues about online, ironically proving its own point. Did you see who's starring as Zucky Boy this time?
I'm assuming it's the dude from Jeremy Allen White or whatever the hell his name is.
Yes.
I'm sure it's him.
Well, it's the guy from Succession.
Which guy?
The brother.
Which brother?
Not the one you like.
Kendall?
Yeah, the brother running the company. Do you see the guy on the far right?
Yeah, okay, Kendall. I was looking at Jeremy Allen White. The camera was in his way.
Yeah,
so
nope.
Like, okay.
Your guy from Succession is Mark Zuckerberg.
He's Mark Zuckerberg.
In the now.
He's gonna be doing karate or some shit.
They better make his hair red. Grows gray.
Okay.
I just love Bill Burr found his way in here. No characters talk or look like him, and he's like,
you know what?
I've blown my way into this business, and I'm gonna find myself a role in it.
And I think it's gonna be fine because Aaron Sorkin's writing. That's the only thing I knew about.
It will be good. It will be so far from the truth, but it will be good.
I just wish David Fincher was directing because I don't trust Aaron Sorkin directing.
Wait, so Sorkin's involved in this? Because if
He's
so, I
directing.
do have a little more faith in.
Are
this
you
film.
are you a fan of the first one, Doug? Social Network?
I mean, it was all right. It was a movie about Facebook. Why do I care about Zuckerberg or the Winklevoss twins?
The movie was great.
The movie is a top tier movie, man. That is
It was all right.
You need to go back and.
I think you should rewatch it.
Honestly,
I mean,
I think
maybe
you
closer to
were-
this coming out, maybe I'll rewatch it just so I can compare
It's
Zuckerberg.
Right, but I think you were 17, 18 years old and were waiting for, Thanos to
Explosion.
come in, and
that movie
it just never happened. So you weren't able to enjoy the depth. I mean, they did a great job from Justin Timberlake to, Justin Timberlake did a great job.
Oh,
in
he's
that.
great in the movie.
The
Andrew Garfield.
the
Jesse
twins
Eisenberg.
I thought were great. And yeah,
Well, funny enough, the
Spider-Man did great too.
Funny enough, the twins is just one guy. He just played both parts.
Fantastic.
Like Army Hammer, yeah, he just played both parts. That's what I mean. Like it's a really good movie. The
That's
first
what I
one.
mean.
So I think this one will be as good. No, I just don't think objectively you'll hit that. Those
Interesting.
highs again. No. That was David.
I think they
Fincher.
could.
If David Fincher was directing this one, I would have more faith with it just being Sorkin as a writer and director. I think it'll be good. Don't get me wrong. I think it'll be good. It's in good hands. But I think with Fincher's directing really made the first one good. Like it really hit. I wish he was directing this one.
Yeah.
That's a movie I revisit on occasion, Social Network. That is a movie I've revisited more than
Right.
times than I thought I would ever once I first watched it.
Once I first watched it, I thought it was a one and doneer just because of the type of story it was, but it isn't. And I just kept going back to it.
For subject material that doesn't seem flashy, David Fincher makes it seem like the most important thing in the world for it to inevitably be one of the most important things in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what the subject matter is, like on its point is just that's a guy who made an app and now he's a billionaire. And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh man, like it's actually kind of a crazy story. Knowing back then, they really make Zuckerberg look like an asshole. I think that's the beauty of the movie is it doesn't shy away from being brutally honest about, hey, some of these people, they have that side to them.
Right.
He will completely try to frame you for feeding chicken to a chicken to get you out of his company 8 years after you make it together because he's
a savage.
Yes.
Cutthroat, barbarian.
Savage with no empathy. He doesn't
Zero.
grasp it.
No, that was not born in him.
Right.
Fatism is lacking that, I am going to take over the world. And he did.
Fincher highlighted it very well.
It was fantastic.
No.
Well, and I think Jesse Eisenberg,
He was great.
I don't think you beat that.
No.
So somebody went to your Succession guy and they interviewed him and they were like, "You think you're gonna watch Jesse? Have you contacted Jesse? Are you gonna work with him at all, or are you gonna try to emulate? Kind of continuing his portrayal of that character?" He's like, "Nah."
Oh, I don't even know. He said no.
I'm redoing it. Just the way he did it, it was like, I hope you fuck this up.
Oh, dude, he is a very interesting individual in terms of like the way he views acting. It's like, oh, okay, like you're one of those actors. Like you just
deliver on it.
He didn't even mean disrespectfully to Jesse. He's like, I do my own.
No,
thing.
I know that. Trust
like,
me, you don't even need to speak for him in that regard. But it was so like,
oh, he used probably big words, like big word for Elmo, like so many syllables in every word. And you're like, dude, just say no. It's okay.
Yeah,
the way he talks is weird.
It is. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Like, what role could Bill Burr possibly have in this whole thing? But I'm sure he'll make it entertaining. So let's move on now to number 21. We've got The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping.
The Reaping.
November 2026. Now we're getting to the hot ones of the year. This one is interesting because it's not nostalgia, it's backstory. Set during Haymitch's original Hunger Games, this prequel leans into the most cynical era of the franchise, when the Capitol was openly cruel. Fans like this choice because Haymitch is one of the few characters whose trauma actually shaped the story. Studios like it because they get all the branding without touching Katniss. The challenge will be tone. The Hunger Games works best when it remembers it's a critique, not a celebration. If this movie leans too far into spectacle, it misses the point. If it stays brutal and grounded, it could be the strongest entry in years. I do feel as though the franchise is overdue for a big home run, and this seems to be one that can deliver on that.
Well, the previous movie of this was the prequel with what was it, Snow or something? Isn't that the dude in charge of the Capitol? Was it that the last movie?
Yes, that was the last one that came out, and it really didn't do that well.
Bad, but yeah, well, it wasn't the same as the Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
the movie wasn't bad. It didn't do well.
Yeah.
And I believe this is, you got a young, good-looking guy. Most of the fan base, younger females, it's going to be the draw where instead of now the protagonist being women empowerment, now it's going to be heartthrob. This is a hot guy, and we don't, for those that know and for those that don't, like, we don't know what happens to this guy, and when our heart breaks for him, it's really going to break because damn it, he's hot. Have you seen Justin Bieber? I think this one's going to rock it. It's going to get back to old Hunger Games, and it's going to dominate.
I gotta be honest. Let me ask you a question. How many of the Hunger Games movies have you seen? I am curious.
The first one hooked me. Second one, I was like,
how many are there?
Here's the deal. I think there's 4 plus like a couple of. There's 3 plus. What, Doug?
I thought there were like 5. I thought there were.
There's 4 in the core movie.
Okay.
There's 1, 2, and then 3 is a part 2er. So it's like 2 parts.
It's like Harry Potter.
Exactly. And then they've done like offshoots where it's like before. And I haven't seen any of those. So like the newest one, I didn't see that one, but it had the least ratings.
Okay. Nice.
Katniss, like I had acknowledged, Katniss is the moneymaker. Like, that's where the brand really rests. Right. And the last 2, part 1 and part 2, blew up the box office. I didn't watch them. But it's because two kind of lost me. There was just so many. There's names that you're operating on. Like, I don't know who the hell we're talking about.
Names.
A lot of callback and names that I'm just like, and now I'm 15 minutes into this movie. They got Katniss. They're taking her to like the Capitol, and I'm like, I got no idea what the hell's going on.
All right.
Zero. And didn't love that.
Okay.
So it's one of those like, it's Harry Potter is the biggest because you don't need to be, I mean, Riri's get to enjoy it too. You have to have zero intellectual ability. You can stuff yourself full of popcorn and just consume.
Right.
This is a story for the readers. Like they made this for the book reader. And so you can enjoy Harry Potter having never touched the book. That is not, I do not believe the same for the Hunger Games. You can enjoy it, but you are not getting out of it what they are.
All right. I guess the reason I asked, I watched the first one back in high school and it wasn't for me. I just immediately, I didn't care about the rest
You
of
know what
them.
it was to me? Why it was easy for me to fall off, and I could see why it didn't stick to you, is it felt like a cooler Twilight.
Yeah, there was something.
It was for chicks. You didn't make it for me, which
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah.
But then don't get mad at me when I didn't come back for
It
it.
just didn't work for me. I'm surprised there's been so many now. Because I knew there was like an original trilogy. I thought it was just 3. I didn't know it was 4. But like it's 3 stories. They just did
Well,
the
it's because
second.
there's this huge book series.
And I guess I didn't realize the book series was that big. So again, it's up there. It's like the Spider-Man one, but like less sympathetic or empathetic I have for it. I really don't give a damn if this does well or not, because I know they're gonna make another. It's like you said, like there's so many books. It's like you have your universe. You're gonna make more movies, and if they do, great. If they don't, make another one. Like Woody Harrelson or Katniss Everdeen, who plays her, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Right. And I hope they enjoy it. I hope they do.
All right, getting into number 22. Man, it's just life isn't the same without the guy that should be in this movie. And that's why it's really difficult to get excited or even really at all just melancholy exclaiming the next one. Number 22, Jumanji, the untitled sequel coming in December 2026. The modern Jumanji movies have no right being as successful as they are, and yet here we are again. The secret has always been chemistry. Put charismatic actors in ridiculous premises and don't overthink it. This sequel reportedly shakes up the Avatar rules again, because once you've done body swapping twice, chaos becomes the only option. The franchise thrives on controlled absurdity, which is hard to do and maintain the longer it goes on. That said, audiences trust this series to be fun, not profound, and in December, fun is sometimes all anyone wants. I will say, though, this is one I will, at best, catch 6 months later on a streaming platform with some wine late at night because there's nothing else to watch. I would not choose this.
I don't get how they went from the original Jumanji, again, a classic, Lightning in a Bottle.
Robin Williams.
Right.
Is that who?
You can't.
Couldn't have been referencing him.
You can't replicate that. That idea, that thing. They did the best they could with the space one they did. Remember with Josh Hutcherson?
Yes. Oh, man. Space Z. Something with Z.
Z.
Yeah,
Zathara.
Zathora.
Right.
Something along those lines.
Right.
That was good.
But you just change the setting, the kind of, it's a younger guy and he's a cosmonaut.
Wait. But again, similar concept.
Right.
Totally different story.
Right.
The concept was pulling
right.
kids into the game. But at least it isn't Jumanji, the same type of board game, trying to because here's the problem. When you do that, there is a burden you cannot stray away from, which is needing to, at the very least, if not totally consume and incorporate nostalgia from the original. Whereas Zathora or whatever, it had nothing to do with nothing besides a similar theme.
The idea of
and it's
there's
its
a board
own
game.
story.
Yeah.
Love that.
I just don't get how you went from the original Jumanji to Jack Black, Kevin Hart, The Rock. I don't even know, is Jack Black in it? I just assumed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I just assumed he's like some, okay, yeah, and some girl. whoever
She does
is,
not appreciate that.
I don't give a shit what she appreciates. She probably made so much money off this movie. Shouldn't even listen to me. How did you go from the original to this? I don't get it. Like, who was in the nostalgia remake factory and thought, this is, you get what I mean? Like, this is so far. Every other thing nostalgia we've discussed, it's in the same vein. It's like in the similar.
But imagine your remaking is, well, okay, so the first one, what was funny is we had a young little girl playing The Rock. You know, like we had ha ha ha. So The Rock is this like girl, and then a quirky 16-year-old is inside of Jack Black. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my God, really?
And then a big Jack Black guy is in the girl. It's like, okay.
Wait, so who was Kevin Hart? Just Kevin Hart?
Who knows? One of the other guys. One of the other guys was inside of Kevin. But here's the problem: when there's no depth of character, there's no like character arc, there's nothing emotionally tying you to these people. When you go and remake it, which they did then again, all you could do was reshuffle the characters. Imagine looking at Jack Black and being like, okay, so you spent the last year and a half playing a girl, playing a guy. Now you're the guy.
And you're black.
No, you're still you understand that it's people playing as Jack Black.
Right.
So it's like a
like
girl
Tropic
playing
Thunder.
as The Rock. So the only thing they did in the next iteration was just shift around the players. So it's the same actors playing the same game with different personalities now.
Cool.
That is so shallow and two-dimensional that it's lazy.
And how does it not have a title yet?
You've done how much filming?
It's filmed. It's Jumanji. Just call it Jumanji 3. Who gives a damn?
What did the script have on it? Jumanji Untitled.
3. No one switched. Just
The Rock is The Rock again.
yeah, and the Rock's in a jungle. It's so weird to think of.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, go.
Are we still pretending like Walk Hard was something that should leap a Hollywood career? Walk Hard was pretty badass. Bro has not been entertaining since that.
He did that movie earlier this year, the A24 one, and it was pretty good.
The wrestler one.
Yes, but I agree.
You watched it?
Yeah, it is pretty good. It's pretty good. And I mainly watched to see if The Rock
Has
still had it in him. Still had that in him. And he did. He really was good in it. Like, I give him
that's
that.
refreshing to hear.
No, it was.
That's why I'm glad I
just
exclaimed it then.
so annoying then to see he's in Untitled Jumanji 3 coming out at the end of this year. Because it is. It's just, it's like, man, haven't you made enough money?
Well,
haven't
it's
you
not
made
even
enough
about the
money?
number anymore. It's just he can't stop.
And that's what I mean. And it's just, dude, don't. I wish to hear, hey, for every one of these movies I do, I'm going to do like a passion project film.
Exactly.
But he
doesn't.
He's not. And it did bother me when I watched that movie. I was like, man, he's still got it in him. He's still got it. He can act. He just chooses to be Kevin Hart in Jumanji 3. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, I do think throwing The Rock a bone in this, I do think at this point, this is their Super Troopers. This is their Jackass. Like Kevin Hart is his best friend.
Sure.
So this is spending a year with my best pal in the jungle, razzing each other
And you're going to make like $30 million at least.
in your sleep.
Yes.
Like I
Yes.
will have a stylist pick 25 suits out brand new just for this tour. And then I will go home and sit back and watch the waterfall of money.
Yeah.
Just, it literally is like Thomas Massey's debt pin, just constantly just tolling. And he's like, that's my bank account.
And then, yeah.
You want to smell what The Rock's cooking? It's a big check.
So, I mean, it just pains me because knowing after watching that movie earlier this year, it's like, man, you still can act.
And then
But
you
at
do
the
this.
same time, the way you just worded it, I get it. But whatever. I mean, if you go see this, You deserve what happens to you.
That's true. Now, getting to the biggest, the baddest one, probably on the entire list, if not definitely this part 2. And I know Doug's probably getting excited just seeing it up on the screen.
He's about to start reading.
That's right. Yeah, he's just about to be like, Doomsday. Let's get to Avengers Doomsday. Can they rebrand and bring back a total series that has fallen off? This is Marvel's please clap moment. After years of multiverse fatigue, uneven releases, and audience burnout, Doomsday is positioned as a hard reset. New stakes, new threats, and a reminder that the Avengers used to feel like an event. The title alone suggests darker consequences and fewer jokes, which longtime fans have been begging for. But Marvel now faces a trust problem. People don't assume cohesion anymore. They assume homework and disappointment. If this movie works, it can recenter the entire MCU. If it doesn't, it confirms that confirms what audiences already fear, which is the golden age is officially over. Now, Doug, do you think the golden age is officially over, or are we walking upon something great?
Considering Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America, we got Robert Downey Jr. back in the mix. All the people coming in. We'll finally get to see Shang-Chi again from the 10 Rings.
He did great.
I'm pretty excited, man. They're Fantastic Four are going to be brought over into the MCU after their standalone movie. I'm excited.
Well, as you could see, Marvel is like a religion. Let me cut to Mark Maron, because he's got a comment on it.
There's a lot of grown male nerd children that when their life gets scary and existential and fucked up, they bow down and go like, oh, Endgame will be out soon. You're like going, when is the next one coming? And I think they believe it deeper than you're assuming they believe it. And I think it's fine. Jesus, Iron Man, doesn't matter really. These are good stories. They're good stories, good and evil, redemption. And oddly, both of them, could come back. Like, Iron Man died at the end of the last movie, but it's possible that he could come back. I think a lot of grown male nerd children are hanging on to hope, and they kind of know, like, he'll be back. And Jesus, of course, is prophesied. So, we're on the precipice of 2 resurrections, folks.
Do you think, Doug?
I thought that was hilarious on the point of 2 resurrections. I do think this could resurrect one of the 2 things, but both of them, I don't know.
What do you mean? Dr. Doom as Robert Downey Jr. isn't going to bring back Jesus?
No, yeah. What he didn't mean to mention is Jesus is the cameo.
Got me.
He shows up in the 3rd act.
Man, I can't think of who's the guy that they use to convince. He does Star Wars too for Disney. He's like the nerd that kind of writes all these stories. Anyway, I was going to say, who would have thought he could even get Jesus? All right. As Doug indicated, there's new people, old people. This is just kind of a conglomerate of all the Marvel greats. Let's take a quick peek. I had put together a kind of amalgamation of, we haven't gotten one trailer for this movie. We've gotten little bits that have been coming out each week independently at the movie theaters with different trailers. And so I've kind of clipped out.
Which is a clever move too.
It's a brilliant move.
That's pretty clever.
So wait, there's essentially multiple
there's been
trailers
4
shown.
There's 4, technically 5, and they've all kind of alluded to who you'll see, some of the core people you'll see. And so this kind of is a tip off of all the different folks we can get excited about seeing in the new Avengers movie. Nice. Cap's got a kid. All of them in this trailer have a kid, because that's who Dr. Doom's coming for. So here's Thor's daughter.
So that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as a wolf.
I think bringing in X-Men is just too cool. have these two greats across the chessboard from each other.
Yeah,
So,
they had
right?
the X-Men and the Doctor Doom, but not the same.
And then casually, this is the coolest. That's badass. Wow.
I know some people who can help.
Cool. Nice. Yeah.
I gotta say, they have all the chance in the world at rebranding everything they failed in half a decade. But also, if they mess this up, I think it could literally be the nail in their coffin.
They're so damn lucky that none of those actors have had a good career post Endgame.
Facts.
They're so damn lucky. All of their careers suck.
Well, I wouldn't
Outside
say.
of Robert Downey
I was
Jr.
about to say I wouldn't say that about
Outside
Robert
of-
Downey Jr.
He did it perfectly. I won my Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Now I'll take $500 million to be Dr. Doom and save your franchise.
Yes,
Perfect way to doing it. Chris Evans tried to do his own career,
fail.
and they thought he was a bit.
What was it?
did
Knives
Knives
Out,
Out.
and there was like, oh,
I
he's
actually
bad.
liked him in it.
Yeah,
I didn't
just
think
he has a shitty agent.
Yeah.
I think his agent got fucking struck gold with Cap America, and he's like, "Oh my god, set us up for life." And Chris Evans is like, "I want to be an actor. I'm a thespian." And he's like, "Shut up, Cap. Put the cape back on or whatever."
I'm literally putting you in the closet until you want Captain America again.
Yeah, no, it's like thank. I'll give Hemsworth credit. He's been in movies. He's been in movies. He's tried, but I think he really likes being Thor.
I think
The
because
others-
he is Thor.
Right.
Like
Well, because he also has kids who love that he's Thor. So
Right.
Sure. I picked Mark Hamill had kids who loved him as Luke Skywalker. He's like, let's make another. Not like no, like it's just he's fortunate that they're still doing it. It's that bad that they asked him to do it again. Chris Evans is thankful to have a paycheck, and you couldn't have asked for a better typecast ever. You're
Right.
always going to be Captain America. They literally made two others post you, and they both were awful.
Wait. But I also think that doesn't hold too much weight because one, Sebastian Stan, huge A-lister. Tom Holland has become quite the A-lister, and I know you have never stopped blowing Pedro Pascal.
Me?
So, yeah. So to say,
What about me has blown Pedro Pascal's career?
so we could agree he's a shitty actor.
No,
And
I
just
think
move
he's a
on.
good actor, but like, I
Let's
don't
just,
know what
or let's just say he sucks and we just move on.
I think he's a good actor.
Oh, there we go.
Doug, did you like him in Narcos?
I liked him in Narcos. I also like him in
You blow him?
Mandalorian. I also like
No.
him in The Last of Us too.
No,
he wasn't bad in the
it's
last
that
one.
I know you think he's a great actor.
I do. I think he's
Exactly.
a good actor. I
So
don't
it's
get
either
why-
we're going to say they're all shitty or Pedro Pascal
But
is great.
I'm saying that's how bad Marvel's gotten. Like you did, like the big and that teaser trailer. I didn't see no Pedro Pascal. I saw all the
Whoa.
oldies.
You sure?
I mean, he may have been in it for like a
Pedro-
half second.
Right. He was.
I'm just
No,
saying.
but this is
what
also
it's
because
got.
in the Fantastic Four movie at the end credits scene sets up Doctor Doom and coming like Doctor Doom is
there he
in
is.
the end credits scene of the movie too. So that's kind of their introduction to Doctor Doom too.
Wait, you guys mentioned a thing. What's with the kids thing though? Like, what's the lore behind that? What's the
So
kids thingy?
Doctor Doom is a rogue Tony Stark. So Tony is the only level of brilliance that could have broken out of these multiverses and taken over the universe beyond Thor and Kang, or right?
Kang.
So this like what happened was at the end of Endgame, right? That's the last one. At the end of Endgame, or really throughout the whole last Avengers period, the who's the wizard, Doug?
Doctor
Strange. I kept wanting to say Doctor Who, and that's not right. So Doctor Strange looks at all the infinite different timelines, and there's only one timeline that they beat Thanos. So they choose that one, or they try to put themselves on the track of that timeline. And the problem with that one timeline is it's the only timeline, I think, or it's one of the only timelines where Iron Man, Tony Stark, loses his kid. And so Tony learns that he loses his kid at the cost of saving the world. And he then turns into the villain arc is that he blames the world for the loss of his kid versus kind of seeing the inverse of that virtue. So now to make the Avengers feel what he went through, he's systematically, because they all left and went and found their peace. Captain America went back to the past, went back to his old wife and has this kid. Thor goes back into the ethos to go be with the gods. And no, he stays here in America with this girl.
Yeah,
he was going to, and then he stays here with this girl. So this girl isn't his daughter, but it's a young female girl that he kind of adopts. Yes. And then at the end of the Avengers, which I have, or Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal, which I have not seen. I know they come for his kid and Sue Storm's kid. Now the Fantastic Four is pulled into the mix. I think we're going to see more of that.
So the potential plot of this movie is Dr. Doomy is going to
stealing all the babies.
He's coming for the kids.
Yep.
All right.
And so they got to get their babies back.
Oh, okay. Wait. When he's stealing the kids, is he trying to off the kids, or does he just want to take the kids? Or is he actually trying to
We'll have to watch the movie and find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't sure if that was already like a pre.
I don't know. He may be eating them. This literally could be sitting in like the Caribbean over there on Little St. James Island, just
so the
like
concept
grapes.
is vague enough to where he just wants the kids for undisclosed reasons.
Well, and it's to take over the world, and like it's a vague universe that I don't live in anymore because it's crazy and chaotic. It's something about controlling the timelines. Even Loki lost me at the end of it. It was great. Loki's great, but Loki season 2, wow, it was cool seeing the Loki alligator and the big fat ugly Loki all fighting together to beat the bad dark cloud. It was a giant cloud. They beat the cloud, and then somehow all of this has an effect on them. I'm bored with it. All I'm saying is, at this point, you're not going to get me to do any more homework. Before 2012, I didn't miss Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't miss a movie ever, just for that 30 seconds of lore that further enhanced the story. I'm done with that shit. I'm a plug in. And I really hope you entertain me because choreographed, I'm bored. So what's cool about the first Avengers movie, the Hulk moment where the Hulk, he's like, oh, you big dumb Hulk. And then he just
slams him.
Make me laugh with something I've never seen before. And I'll walk away satisfied. Give me action that doesn't feel cheesy and fast and zoomed in, something that feels calculated and purposeful. I'll be satisfied. But as I say it, it feels like a low bar. It's a bar they haven't been able to touch in at least half a decade.
Well, I think maybe you guys would know obviously more than me. Have they laid out the blueprints for what's coming next, or do people really not know what's coming?
They do. And you know what? That's a good question.
After this is Secret Wars.
What do they call that, Doug? Like the Marvel
MCU.
Right. But Jesus.
What do you mean? You said, what do they call it?
Is a movie called MCU Secret War, or is it like Marvel?
It'll be Avengers Secret War.
Okay, so it's another Avengers movie.
Right. Let's see if I could get a boom.
I think it's supposed phase to be 4. About,
that's what I mean. I was like,
the next phase should be, I think, like Dr. Doom is trying to create like a war planet, which pretty much will possibly.
They are going to, what is it?
Which should set up Planet Hulk, which I think is like what the whole plot of the next parts are going to be. I mean, whatever happens with Dr. Doom in this is gonna set up the Secret Wars, but it has something to do with some battle planet, which I think will be Hulk planet.
We've got Hold on, let me.
Jesus Christ, that is so much. I don't even know where to start.
WandaVision. Wait, we're well past phase 4. What the hell?
This is also an old picture because they never did an Armor Wars series like that picture has.
Yeah, man. And I guess that's the thing. It's like I wonder if they've already plotted movies. Or,
We're also in phase 6 now, I think.
Well, thanks for speaking up as I'm looking up for phase 5, Doug.
Or
Phase 6. We'll take this.
cool.
What we're gonna give her a try
I don't
here.
mean to get us off topic. I was just like,
Well, no, I like that.
I'm like, I
I'm
have no
curious
idea.
because here's the sad part. Back in the day, you used to know
That's
exactly
the
what's
thing.
coming.
Like, I'm like, I know you guys knew this like the back of your hand. I understand you're not as involved with it now, but it's like, I don't even know. Like, have they really mentioned post Doomsday, or they really, or it's like you
This
said, are they
is-
really hoping they nail this?
This
So
is
they know what they're doing.
all eggs in this basket.
Okay,
All right.
so this
So,
really feels like-
Spider-Man Family Business. When did that never came?
I know this is like the old phase 6, man. Like you're
Nova?
pulling all the old phase 6s before they redesign their entire plans.
Okay. Well,
What?
Doug, what's a new one?
I gotta give them credit, man. They really do this shit.
I don't know.
Here's the truth. They clearly are. To
They've
Will's
changed.
point,
They've changed their
That's a-
plan.
they're
a
putting
lot.
everything in
They've
this.
changed
That's
it
what
a
I mean.
lot.
It feels like this is a big swing somehow.
well, trust me, I don't mean it lightly when I use it as comedic,
Well,
saying
they're-
this is their Deshaun Watson play. They're putting all their money on Robert Downey Jr., and it will either save the franchise or kill it. What were you saying? Doug?
Their original plan was to have the whole Kang War, the multiverse
Right.
Yeah.
war,
Yeah.
but they had to change all their plans because they're no longer going the Kang route after that.
Why would he
actor
do?
stuff. Like some sort of assault charges and stuff. So he's pretty much been blacklisted. So they had to pretty much change their entire plan for all
Oh,
the
is that what
future
he
of the
did?
series.
I heard she was bad at patty cake.
I
So
bad game of rock paper scissors. You know what I'm saying? But, so
rock,
yeah,
rock, rock, rock,
yeah,
rock, rock.
That's the only reason I brought it up. I'm just thinking in my head. I was like, man, even I knew what the blueprint was, and I didn't even watch the damn movies. I just was like, oh yeah, I know this one's coming out because they got to get rid of it for this, right? And with this, it's like, I honestly, if they told me this was the last one, I would have believed you.
Probably.
You know, I would have believed you. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do.
Well, speaking of ones that I hope you enjoy, this one's more for you than it is for me. But I think the world's going to be incredibly excited for Dune Part 3. So, Dune Part 3 is also coming in December 2026. Calling this a sequel almost feels unfair. Dune has always been one long story broken into survivable pieces. This chapter pushes fully into the consequences of power, not the rise of Paul Atreides. I do have to say, I just am now realizing the day we were originally going to do this, I wanted to ask you how to say these names, but the damage he causes. Denis
Villeneuve.
I'm going to believe you on that, has been clear. This isn't a triumphant ending, and that alone sets it apart from most blockbusters. The gamble here is patience. These movies demand attention, silence, and a willingness to sit with discomfort. But if audiences stick with it, Dune Part 3 could cement this trilogy as one of the rare sci-fi epics that forces its place amongst the greatest franchises in cinema history.
I'm not gonna get divulged too much into the movie itself
Because I'm close. I'm gonna watch it.
I know what the plot of the upcoming movie is, so I really don't want to touch on it. But if he does it right, and I have nothing but faith in this director and the source material he's been given, this is one of the most anticipated movies in my entire life.
Really?
This is up there with like Infinity War and Endgame. This is like my Infinity War and Endgame. I couldn't be more excited for this movie. I will be there opening day. I don't care what's going on, how packed the theater is. I love the source material. I love the books, and I think it is in the perfect hands to handle this unbelievably well.
Doug, have you ever gotten into the Dune series?
Oh yeah, dude. I've watched them. I've watched the first two. I love them. I've also not read, but read the summaries of all the books, because there's like, what was it, 6 or 7 books that
There's
they had.
6.
Yeah, so
Wow.
and it gets pretty crazy after this. After this movie's
This
plot,
is the most normal.
Yeah.
Up until this movie. After this movie, it gets real.
it gets real weird.
Really weird. And
That's
it's
why
almost like don't make it a movie.
Wait, Doug,
Yeah.
did you read the books too?
No, I just read like the
Okay. Just like
summaries of
some-
all the
okay.
books because I didn't really know if I'd be into Dune, and then I kind of like so I read the summaries of all the books, and I was like, all right, sounds pretty good up until like the last 3 get a little crazy, and movie 1 was awesome, and then 2 came out. I saw 2, and I was like, this is really good. And then it took them a while to announce 3. I don't think they announced it right away after the second one came out, so that got me a little worried.
Well,
I'm excited.
and here's the other thing too, and don't jump on it quick because I want to finish the point, which is Timothy Chalamet is a thespian. Like, this guy is a professional at the art. And as much as we opened up earlier with our jokes and fun with Zendaya, that is talking about a specific character, Mary Jane. That's a special criticism that's outside of her. As far as the love interest of Spider-Man, ergo Tom Holland, I thought she did fine. I don't think I felt the comic book character that I've read as a kid. However, I bring that up again because I don't want it to take away from Zendaya's professionalism and skill as well, her talents. I have not seen the first chapter in its entirety, and admittedly, I haven't seen the second, but I have seen her in other roles, and I've seen her again in the first one playing this role.
Oh, Shawnee, yeah.
I think Zendaya is great as well.
I do like her
so
in this.
you have professionals, even just the side characters where it's actors I'm not as familiar with, but are playing, again, these side roles.
Pivotal roles.
But they're still pivotal.
Yes.
They do it so well. And I think it's an all-star ensemble.
No, it is. Yeah. I agreed with your saying. I like Zendaya as a love interest in Dune more than in Spider-Man.
Of course, yes.
And I thought she was the one I was least excited about when it got announced that she was playing Shawnee. I didn't think she would be up for it. I didn't think it'd work. And she proved me wrong. And again, I'm with you. I do think she's a good actress. I just didn't think she was right for this role. I thought she nailed it. And I think Timothy Chalamet is truly, I think him, her, Florence Pugh, which she's in Dune Part 2. I think Austin Butler, who's in Dune Part 2. These are like the young A-list actors. And I think they're going to be the first generation to bring back A-list actors.
That'd be great.
And I really feel that way. And Robert Pattinson, who I think is another one that might be being added to that list, is going to be in the third movie.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, that'll be big.
He's going to be, and I like the part he's playing in it, so I'm very interested for that. And I think Dune Messiah, and I think they're probably not going to call it that, but that's what it should be called, Dune Messiah. It's great source material. It's an interesting story. It is going to really challenge the viewers. But Dune Part 2, that's up there with like
Great. Awesome movie.
That's up there with like Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers,
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back, level good.
Yep.
It's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Well, and you've told me that now on numerous occasions, and I need to give the first one a real sit down.
The first one's, if you've never read Dune, it's hard to get into. The first Dune will throw you because, again, it's like Hunger Games, like you said with Hunger Games. It's not like Harry Potter or like Lord of the Rings.
Right, you just start yelling names and concepts and locations like he came from the Citadel. It's like,
for instance,
where, dude?
Like Lord of the Rings trilogy, it's like Harry Potter. You don't need to know.
It kind of
really
reminds
does
me
good with the world building right away to kind of ease you into it. Dune, the first Dune, if you haven't read it, it is hard to kind of get with it. You're like, what? Who are all these? Like, it's like Dune Part 2. I mean, it picks up right where Dune Part 1 comes off. But like I said, if you want to give the first one a rewatch before I would highly recommend it because you do. You sort of internalize the worldview more and like what
Right.
the world building is. And you're okay, I kind of.
Well, it's Game of Thrones. It's once you're into season 2, season 5 is awesome. But if I didn't have a friend that could explain to me what the hell was going on throughout that first season of Game of Thrones, I don't think I make it to season 3, let alone season 5.
Yeah, no. So that's the part where it is. That was a great comparison you made earlier to Hunger Games as no, it's for the book readers. Harry Potter, you could just kind of go in blind and you get it. You get what's going on. It's still amazing.
Well, and we've talked about it in the past too. When I watched that first movie as a kid that didn't understand, again, I'm 8, Like, I really don't get how movies transfer into books. I left so pissed that Harry Potter was missing like significant chapters.
Right.
Told the full story, but I'm like, but they got the gargoyle in the bathroom, but they missed this, and that. And okay, but they also need to make a movie that fits this time frame, makes sense, and is digestible to the average person. But also, that's good if you want to be universally loved. But if you're trying to build, like, enhance this niche, sometimes you gotta write for the reader.
You gotta write for the viewer.
Yeah. So Doug, what were you gonna jump in with?
No, we were talking about like kind of the plot, the nation building stuff. It kind of reminds me a lot of the Foundation TV show. It's like an intergalactic empire, pretty much, with a man in charge and all these different planets and powerful people. You know, it's kind of.
Well, and that
I like
here's what's funny. It doesn't matter if it's local, like the mayor, because you've got stories about that. It doesn't matter if it's the mayor or if it's space. It's integral, like the drama of human relationships and the drama behind human politics. That you could put that in any environment, and it's captivating again. But if it's done right. So I think this is exciting, especially for those that live in the world. And, what I'll say is where the first one did a great job and rocked the box office, the second one only over-delivered on that. And I think the anticipation's high for this to continue to carry the torch. This is why, if done right, you'll find it in the upper echelons of greatest franchises of all time. I hope they could do it. Yeah. All right, getting now to number 25. This is probably the one that I think maybe not Will. He's more of a cinephile, but definitely Doug. This has to be one of Doug's most anticipated movies of the year. Doug, tell me you're excited for Angry Birds 3.
Oh, man.
Didn't even know there was a 1 and 2, bro.
You didn't know there was an Angry Birds movie? I thought it was
just a game.
Did you not?
You didn't know there was an Angry Birds movie?
You thought it was a game?
Nope.
Thought it was just another.
I thought it was a game at Top Golf.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated you said that, Doug, because you took away the only thing I was going to say, which is I'm not excited for this movie. I'm just excited for the new iteration of Top Golf's Angry Birds game.
I'm going to ask. All right, I'm going to ask you. Okay, you were able to completely sell me on the world building and the grand scheme of it all for Minions 1, 2, and 3. Like you get what I'm saying. That's made it to 3 films, to where by the end of it, I haven't seen it. I get it. Instant use the word infrastructure. I got it. How do you make a movie out of Angry Birds? Just understanding what the game is. I don't know how they got here.
So the Angry Birds franchise is proof that as long as an IP has you glued to your phone, Hollywood will never let it rest. The first movie surprised people by being fine. The second leaned harder into chaos, and the third exists because kids still recognize these characters instantly. This franchise lives in that sweet spot where expectations are low and profits are reliable. Bright colors, fast jokes, and enough noise to keep younger audiences locked in while parents disassociate gently in the background. No one is pretending this is high art, and honestly, that's part of its appeal. Angry Birds 3 isn't trying to reinvent animation. It's here to do its job, sell toys, and quietly remind studios that familiarity beats originality every single time. I believe it's Jason Statham because he was in the original.
I'm not seeing him for number 3.
I would have imagined it at a certain point.
Wait. We got a newcomer in this one, and it is none other than podcast best friend and possible potential guest, Mr. Beast.
Hey,
Mr. Beast is in the third Angry
so
Birds movie.
the only thing he could find, greatest agent of all time, most popular human on earth, and the only movie he could get himself into is one that he speaks it like he's in a microphone. He's not even acting.
I'm just, you got Jason Sudeikis,
Jason
Palmer,
Sudeikis. That's
Tim
the guy I was thinking of.
Nikki Glazer's in it.
Tim Robinson.
Danny McBride.
So Jason Sudeikis has been the main character through all three.
Ted Lasso,
And you really can't really go wrong with Jason Sudeikis.
Everybody likes Ted Lasso.
And you said Jason Statham, which is completely different.
Yes, that is a completely different person.
But like he might have been. Like it wouldn't surprise me.
No, it was Jason Sudeikis that I was thinking of.
It wouldn't shock me though if Jason Statham said yes to doing the Angry Birds voice.
Yeah, why
It
not?
wouldn't. Like why not?
No, when you read somebody like Josh Gad, that makes sense. But
Danny McBride. Yeah, that's nail on the head.
Marcelo Hernandez makes sense. This is where he belongs.
Lily James, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's easy to do with voice acting. You can, that's really the catch with animation is you just pump it full of names that parents recognize and big colors and characters that kids can recognize at Walmart.
Like they're gonna do the trailer for Angry Birds 3 for a lot of these summer blockbusters, and it's gonna have like 30 names, and you're gonna be like, "What? Why are they in the Angry Birds movie?"
Hey, just catching a check. Just catching a check.
And they're cashing a check, and when they said the first one was fine,
I believe them.
I'm sure it is.
No, I agree. All right, getting to number 25 here, the second to last one on our list. We're finally getting places. All right, this one surprised me. I actually didn't even know it was coming up, but this is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, coming December 2026. Netflix is rebooting Narnia, which is one of those projects that feels both inevitable and incredibly risky. The Magician's Nephew is technically a prequel telling the origin of Narnia itself, which means new characters, new mythology, and none of the built-in nostalgia The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had. That choice signals ambition. It's not the safest entry point, but it gives the franchise room to grow if it works. The concern is tone. Narnia needs wonder, restraint, and sincerity, not algorithm-approved quips. If Netflix treats this like fantasy literature instead of IP content, it could be special. If not, it'll feel like another beautifully presented reproduction people forget they ever watched. My problem is Netflix. Because back in 2010, or let's just say 2015, I would have had blind faith in Netflix recreating something because they had big piles of money and willing to take the risks that big studios weren't. Now they're the exact opposite. They got big piles of money, but they're using that to buy agendas. They're trying to push, liberal narratives. Don't be surprised when the witch turns out to be gay. But then also, you could surprise us. How do you mess up Narnia? You could take this in a modern present media world where we over computer CGI things. You can't really mess that up with Narnia. You could, like, you could be really unconvincing and it looks gaudy.
What's that character's name? Mr. Timothy?
Yes, Mr. Timothy.
He looks like a computer goat. He looks so bad.
So it could be bad, but also Narnia is that level of ridiculousness where they could get away with it, I think, a little bit more than Harry Potter. Like, what made Harry Potter's fantasy feel so real is they built giant 3 dog heads. Yeah. When you're pulling the screaming, gremlin out of the pot of soil, that was a legitimate rubber puppet. Blah! And then put it. This, you don't need that.
No.
You built nothing.
No.
And you don't need to. I'll still log in and I'm going to give you hope more than anything, because here's what you're tapping into. And this is where nostalgia really does play in their favor. I was never a Narnia person, just like the other book series we've spoke about. I haven't read them, so that's not taking me into this. And the first one was at the height of movie theater cinema. So I watched it, went there with my family. I enjoyed it, but I never went back and thought, wow, that Narnia movie was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. No, never really went back and watched it. So it was a good movie, especially for its time. Always felt weird. And at this point, what's going to get me to watch this film is nothing beyond a blind curiosity of, okay, how do we get a world and a wardrobe?
You want to know what I have to say about all this?
Want
to know who directs this?
No.
It's the woman who directed the Barbie movie.
probably won't watch this.
I knew it. I knew I was going to get him in one sentence. I was like, I'm going to get you. You're going to be out on this. And you want to know the big reason why I think this movie is going to piss a lot of people off. And I think all the Netflix Stranger Things fans are going to love this movie because it's everything that's wrong with everything. Right. This
Conformity Gate. They're like, I swear to God, there's another Narnia coming.
Oh my God. I didn't realize
there has to be more Narnia.
I
Read a book. No, but there has to be more Narnia.
They're going to watch Narnia and be like, oh my God, this is the Conformity Gate all along.
Yeah. The Duffer Brothers had this plan the whole time.
Apparently, okay, a lot of the themes for Narnia is like just, I guess the setting is very like Christian themes.
Yes.
Like it's a lot of biblical. And the woman, I'm pretty
Can
sure.
you believe God's chosen people let this movie get made?
Holy man, when it's like they give it a charge to the woman making the Barbie movie. And I'm like, you know,
Like, screw it up. Take the cross, put it upside down. If you want her to sleep with the lion on top of Jesus, we'll let you do it.
I can't. I'm not gonna watch this because one, I like you said about the books. I just didn't care. It's just not my thing. If it is your thing, I hope it's good. I hope you like it. You know, it's one of those. I
hope it fits your fancy.
Yeah, like I do. But I cannot wait to hear because you're gonna have people that think it's the greatest thing they've ever seen in their life, and it's gonna change. It literally is their new office. It's their personality. They don't know. They don't even know who they were before this movie came out.
Right.
And then you're gonna have people on the other side say this is the worst piece of shit that's ever come out, and they'll be like, this is the worst movie ever made. And in reality, it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Right.
It's probably somewhere where it's like, it's not even that bad to be mad at, but it's not even that good to worship. And you're gonna have both people doing it. It's gonna fit nothing like the original Chronicles of Narnia movie, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's gonna be full of probably a bunch of pro-gay stuff because of the director. And like, I have nothing against Greta Gerwig. I saw the Barbie movie. It was fine. Like, it was great, you know. But instant I saw that, and I could hear the way you were talking about it. I was like, he has no idea. He has no idea I'm about to ruin this whole thing for him, and I cannot wait to watch the light leave your eyes behind those sunglasses.
Well, you know what? We're gonna give her one last chance. Again, this isn't one I'm gonna be. All right, has it posted yet? It's if I'm scrolling Netflix and I see it on, and I'm looking for something to watch, I'll probably pick at it. I'm gonna give that lady one last chance. But then I probably will make a universal law about her product.
I actually do have a question though. Since Netflix is making it, are they going to treat it like a feature-length movie where it's in theaters for like a few weeks before Netflix?
They may, because that is a growing trend for Netflix right now.
Yeah.
They are, I think, what you're going to see as the grandmaster play of the studio that is Netflix. They're going to start slow releasing like Stranger Things. What the hell does a TV show need to be released at a movie theater for? They're going to start doing that because I think the end goal is to buy the Warner Brothers, to buy these other giant conglomerates as they come up so they can consolidate and own the whole portfolio. And then eventually you're going to see them buy AMCs and Cinemarks, and they'll own all the theaters, and then it will just be everything is Netflix.
Right.
Everything that's made comes out as Netflix, and then everything that it goes to theaters, and you'll catch it at your house 2 months later. I guarantee they've got a 10-year plan to by 2050 or 2030, we will own all the studios and all the theaters, and it'll just be one giant experience.
I was curious. That's why I asked. I
do you
agree.
think? What do you do?
I agree. I bet you when this comes out, they won't have it be long. It'll be like 18 days in theaters, and then it's right to Netflix. It'll come out at like the beginning. Watch, it'll come out at like the beginning of December, right? And then right on Christmas Day, you could watch it on Netflix.
Right.
You know, it'll be the perfect timing for them. But I agree. I think you're going to start doing some slower. They're doing it with Peaky Blinders. That comes out in 2 months.
Great point.
Like, that's a movie. I'm pretty sure they said like you could watch it for 2 weeks in theaters and before it's on Netflix.
Right.
Something like that.
Well, that being said, let's get to our last one on the list here. Boy, it's been a long time coming, but
Is it best for last?
it is a best for last.
Cool.
Get excited because this one's for family. We're getting
Hell yeah. Hell yes, dude.
Fast X Part 2, 2026.
Fast 11.
Really, it's this isn't the last one on the list. It's just the only one coming out in 2026 that we don't have a date for yet. So
weird.
Fast X Part 2 coming out in 2026. This is it. Supposedly, the end of the road for a franchise that began with DVD players and somehow escalated into space travel and international espionage. Fast X Part 2 promises closure. I doubt it, which in Fast and Furious terms means even bigger stunts, surprise returns, and emotional speeches about family that ignore several previous movies. The laws of physics will not survive this film. Again, the appeal isn't logic, it's commitment. These movies know exactly what they are: absurd, sincere, and louder than necessary. Whether this is truly the finale or just the finale for now is anyone's guess. But audiences will show up one last time for family.
Good. They've earned it. They've earned every bit of their audience, their money, all this. For all the criticisms I can get for all these legacy sequels, this one has been so authentically itself the whole way through. For as bizarre, it's almost like One Piece in a way, where when you started it, it was this little thing. It was this cute little, oh, they're racing cars down streets. Oh my God, that's so quaint. To which by the end, you almost don't recognize it. But you do, because the people are still family, all that bullshit. Pardon the language, but it's amazing. I hated this franchise for a while after like film 6 or 7. And then it won me back by like 10. I didn't watch them.
Right.
I'm not saying I watched it and won me back.
I'm just impressed you're still here.
I just like, you're doing it and you're making money.
Like, here's my thing.
You've kept Ludacris employed for 2 decades. You've kept Tyrese. He
hasn't made a song.
You ended his rap career for this franchise, and son of a bitch, people love it. I mean, you won me over.
You're on the 11th movie, and Universal's just now building more rides.
Wait,
They're like,
Alex,
let's make a ride.
Alex, it's actually more than 11 because I don't think Tokyo Drift counts in the Fast.
Yeah, I thought
and
it was the
Furious
second one or the third one.
No, it's its own
like
separate
its
movie.
own
There are a
separate-
couple separate
There's like
movies.
13 movies.
How's
Yeah.
that
So,
allowed?
like, so
Tokyo
Tokyo
Drift's the
Drift-
only one that matters.
Tokyo Drift is separate. Hobbs and Shaw is separate. There's another separate one, I
there's-
think. So
there's
there's
like
actually
14
like
or
14.
something.
Okay, hold on. I do know The Rock and the bald guy had a whole thing.
Now he's the bald guy. But for Angry Birds, he was Jason Statham.
No, that's the name of Tyler's cheetah in his basement.
Okay. I just like it's knowing that we do live in a timeline where, again, horror movies, this is so the usual. You'll have like Jason X, you'll have like these guys make, because they're cheap. This is a big budget. So much money.
The biggest budget.
So much money is put into it. And son of a bitch, they've never.
At this
not
point,
done
you
it.
got to understand. I would imagine the behind the door dialogue of these studio execs are, all right, kid, there's one rule that always works. You can buy goodness.
Yes.
The more money, the better it is. Just invest it on.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
A
I
British
thought those
fake
Triple
gay
X
guy.
movies
No,
weren't cheap.
what you want to invest it in is explosions and not the concessions, and then you'll win.
It really is like a cinematic marvel, knowing that you're completely right. We've seen movie studios throw. So look at Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't even do this. Star Wars has had the hardest time doing this. Like, just because, again, you got to have a certain level of quality.
And what's funny is they imagine the burden of the writer's room of Star Wars. Like, we got to come up with a story. These guys are like cars. Go.
Cars with a rocket. Tyrese and Ludacris are bitching at each other.
Yeah.
No.
They're like, son of a bitch, it works. Like, it's a beautiful formula.
No,
that-
Will, you're forgetting one part of that formula. Every movie, it's what big celebrity can we add to the cast?
And then there's
Last
an-
one
That
was
does help.
Jason.
It keeps snowballing.
They had to John Cena for just 2 movies. Like, they were like, you're in it, And it's the 9th movie, and son of a bitch, it's Vin Diesel's brother.
No,
Jason
there is
Momoa.
something funny about that. Like specifically John Cena. It's like, we got you. You're in it. And then John Cena's like, all right, I'm in it. And then they're like, and you're still in it. And he's like, no, I want off that. You're like, no, you're in it now. And it literally took him 2 movies late. He's like, all right, I'm actually done now. You guys can keep going. I'm done.
And then they were like, all right, do this one and we'll kill you. And then now we're going to bring in another guy. Like, it's so good. And then I just think of these other, like Star Wars, Marvel struggled at times. These movies have never not made bank. They've never had a miss. The Fast and Furious franchise, no misses.
0.
Like 0 financial misses. If anything, they just get better. Like to the point to where they've had asked Ludacris, they're like, don't you get tired of it? He's like, would you get tired of getting rich? Like, he's just like it's just like the most. They're like, really? He's like, every movie, more money.
More money.
We put more money into it and make more back. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yeah, he's right. He's right. How else would we be here? And then Star Wars is like, shit, we got to take 5 years off of movies. Star Wars had to say we have to stop the movies because they're losing us money. Meanwhile, British gay bald guy, closeted, probably.
Closeted.
Might be.
Allegedly, seriously is.
Allegedly has a very wealthy family because all
And a side boy toy.
all they do is
Allegedly.
all they may do is make this money. He was in Saving Private Ryan, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's in
so
all
funny.
these movies now. It really is. It's an amazing Hollywood story.
It really is.
I'm so glad.
They should have, I hope, and they do, but they should have, like, film school. They should have a class simply on this.
just the idea of the simplicity of what they're doing and the
Yep.
fact that, again, no financial misses. You didn't have one.
Plus,
too
yeah,
bad.
what is the moral of the story? But something every human born on this earth has. You're born. Holy shit. You got a mom? Yeah, that's how that works. Do you have a dad? Yeah, that's actually how that works. Looks like you could be a fan of this movie.
You like cars?
No, I don't. But I have a mom and a dad.
It's so I admire the hell out of it. Like, I think of like Call of Duty. Call of Duty's lost. Like they always do well on games, but like they're not. It's like that, but like movie. Name another movie franchise like this.
No, there isn't.
That's like how did
Saw can't even do this.
No, that's what
Saw
I mean.
keeps pumping them out, and Saw, like I made it's probably slowly losing people here and there, but it isn't the draw. This is the draw.
Oh, they're in
none of that has.
Yeah. If you're going to see Fast X Part 2, you're in it.
And here's the other part. Back to things that happened in part 1 or that we raised in part 1. This is so simple. It translates well, but you don't even need to translate it.
No.
Like some Chinese guy can just hit play, understand none of the words, and be like, I got an idea of where this is going. That way.
They're going
forward.
going fast, man.
Well, Doug, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, they are like the only franchise I can think of. Like, Star Wars has had many movies. Star Trek has had many movies. Like, all these things have had many movies. But like, Star Trek had a reboot. Star Wars had to kind of go a new path. Like, not many of them can make 11-ish movies, all with just cars going fast. That's the plot. Like, they didn't have to rebrand, reboot, rechange, retool, nothing. Like,
They didn't even have to rethink.
yeah, they didn't even have to rethink.
They didn't have to think once. Just go.
It's just retards making movies, driving cars. Like, it's just, and it's beautiful. Like, it's to the point to where, like I said, I think the majority of the population was annoyed with the idea that they're still making these
I kinda am.
ridiculously expensive movies, to which by now it's more, son of a bitch, man. It's been like 2 decades and they're all stupid rich. Like, they're all, Paul Walker's unbelievably rich. He's been gone for a decade.
But his estate is swimming in it.
Loaded.
If he's got a sister, she loves his memory.
He's got a daughter. His daughter's probably unbelievably well off.
Yeah. Yes.
You think Vin Diesel preaches family for over 10 movies? Is like, I literally dropped him when he got dropped. Nope.
Oof.
Nope. He's probably an executive producer on every film. Somehow.
Whoa.
Somehow,
You're probably right.
He's got
I didn't even think of that. He is probably getting 1 point at least on every
he's
movie.
getting
and
something.
all of the other cast members, they're like, yeah, he should. Because
Wow.
there's like,
Well, because again, you guys said Tokyo Drift doesn't count. I feel cheated.
oh no, Tokyo Drift counts because the one guy comes back later.
Yeah, the
on in
one
movie.
guy's
Actually,
comes
both
Yeah,
of them do.
thanks. Kiss my butt.
Actually,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
thought.
I like
No,
Tokyo
it
Drift. No,
counts.
no, I'm not with him.
It
That
counts. No, it counts, but it's not counted like this. You're saying there's only been 11 movies. Fast 10, F10 was the 10th movie in that. This is now the 11th, part 2.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not counting Tokyo Drift, Hobbs and Shaw, the other
So
ones.
lame.
That's what I was
Technically,
saying.
Tokyo Drift is almost like a prequel.
Yeah, and isn't Paul Walker the main guy in that one?
No, it's a different.
No,
white
it's a
dude.
different
Some
one.
white Southern hick.
Yeah.
He
They're
shows
all
up
this-
later on, though.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. They're right. They're all the same.
No, that's the beauty of them.
No, I mean all the white guys,
I
protagonists.
thought you were just talking the movies in general. But
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to
to.
clarify. Just ominous white guy protagonists, all the
You
same.
want to know how beautiful too? Also, this movie franchise is it's so confident in itself that it literally dropped The Rock because he was beefing with the other black guy that's also starring in it. That's
Oh yeah, and they were beefing hard.
that's
And let's be real, the other guy, whatever his name is,
Tyrese.
that guy is Fast and Furious. Like he is the center of this franchise. And it's like even the highest, most popular, most powerful A-lister in Hollywood couldn't unearth him. They're like, family, dude, we got this thing. It's working.
That's how
You ain't it.
That's how amazing this film franchise is. It literally said, we don't actually need you. Every other franchise wants you. We don't need. We have family.
We have family.
And
And The Rock, I guess you're not it.
and son of a bitch, it's such a beautiful message for this country. Like the grand scheme of where we're at as a country, it's beautiful that there is people out there that do bond over a car franchise.
The most cohesive thing in America is a fictional story about a car family that doesn't exist. It's not us. We don't possess any camaraderie. We despise each other. But hey, this is America. It's like we all buy into it and possess none of it.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I couldn't be more happy for every single person involved. And if they do drive, oh my God, if this movie ends, last shot, they're all going to drive off into the sunset.
No, really, it should be everybody going this way, and then Vin Diesel goes this way. Just like that. It'd be like, whoa.
Whoa, family.
They did it again.
They did it again. And then 5 years later, they get son of a bitch, they're back. And I want to complain.
And then it just literally
First scene is he just
no, I just want it to be a drone shot, and it's Vin Diesel going this way, and they do it in some weird space in New Zealand where they can find an area where then the drone just zooms up higher, and then part 12 picks up, and it's just a big roundabout around a mountain, and he just comes right back. You should see the view over there. That shit was cool.
Like 5 years, they're all slightly older and a little bit more overweight. And you want to know, does it make a shit ton of money?
That'd be the first one I'd jump at.
Oh, I'd have to see it.
If I saw it end with Vin Diesel parting, and I know it comes back with if I just see he's on the set list, like IMDb, he's in number 12. I'm coming back.
5 years from now, Fast and Furious 12. They don't even reboot it. They just add another number. It's just the next number.
And now it's XI. Now we're in Roman numerals.
I'd be like, that movie's gonna make $1.5 billion. It's been half a decade, and they're coming back just to prove a point.
The frustrating part is we had movies on this very extensive list, predominantly part 1, where here's a movie that doesn't excite us in the studio, but is going to destroy the market because it'll blow up internationally.
Right.
What's crazy about this is the one movie on the list that will blow up domestically and then just nuke globally.
This will be the biggest box office movie we talked about.
Yep.
Funny, and it's a beautiful thing. I don't know how else better to word it, but in terms of cinema history, the idea of what everything about this is.
Yeah.
It warms my cinephile heart, and I've probably only seen 5 of them.
Yeah.
I've barely seen any of these movies.
I can really appreciate that position. So there you have it. The sequels you can expect in 2026. No originals, no risks, just Hollywood confidently walking back into the same room and rearranging the furniture. Some of these might actually be great. A few might surprise us. And at least half of them exist because a spreadsheet demanded as much. Now, jump into the comments and let us know which one you're most excited for and which of them you'll be hate watching out of pure obligation. And most importantly, did we miss any that you think deserve to be on the list? So we appreciate you guys joining us. We're here. We want to say live every Sunday, but sometimes we'll run into hiccups. But where we do, I can assure you we'll still deliver on an episode that week. So if we made you laugh or you enjoyed our little commentary, and be sure to be a part of the dialogue and head on over to the comments. But if we did so, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss us in the future. We're going to be here every week. And then we also have our Sunday football review. Regardless of what's going on, we'll be here for the Sunday football review. So be sure to join us at noon. But besides just here on the Reactions channel, we have the Rethink Tank channel and the podcast and all the other shows. So if you're looking for one central place where you can find all of our content, it's at our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. But otherwise, guys, we'll catch you next week. Peace.